What's up, YouTube? This is Red Devilosa from Red Devilosa Reviews. This is a spoiler discussion on episode 5 of WandaVision. And now, before we get started, if you like reviews and opinions on movies, comics, TV shows, and video games, you can subscribe to my channel, Red Devilosa Reviews, for more of that content. Now, before we start talking about episode 5, why don't we just recap for those who have seen episode 4, like what happened at the end? At the end of episode 4, well, episode 4 was pretty much kind of like it was like kind of a recap episode, but not really. It was just like we were focusing on Sword and Monica Rambeau as we saw that they're trying to figure out what's going on with Westview, New Jersey, where Wanda has taken over the city and made that into her own reality with her life with Vision, and now she has two twins, Billy and Tommy. And by the end of the episode, you kind of get the confirmation that we kind of figured out. Monica just saying that Wanda is the one who's controlling all of it in this reality, and you get some returns from some classics like Randall Park as Jimmy Woo and Kat Dennings as Darcy Lewis from Thor 2 and Thor. Uh, so that was pretty much what happened by the end of episode 4. Now we can get started with episode 5.
So
Now, just to remind
episode
everyone, this is a spoiler
episode five.
discussion, so if you want to avoid
Yeah.
the video, you can click on another video, preferably one of mine. And yeah, we'll get started. So, what do you?
So for the most part, what I know, Elizabeth Olsen, she leaked that there was going to be what did it say
I don't like that. I
a
didn't.
Luke Skywalker type cameo, and it was like Pietro. That was cool. I had it. It was a really good episode, and it like and what you call it. The only thing I didn't like, which doesn't make any sense, is Monica Rambeau. She got snapped back into the hospital, right? Like
Yeah,
we know that from
yeah, yeah.
from the fourth episode.
From the fourth
So
episode.
so then because but then when she's talking about the science, how does she know that Wanda almost beat Thanos? That fight happened right as they got snapped back. She wasn't at that fight because she was in the hospital. It doesn't. How would she even know that Wanda? The thing is because Jimmy Woo and them they didn't know Wanda almost killed Thanos, and because he said the strike. How would she know that?
Yeah, I
That doesn't
mean,
make any sense. Like
yeah,
I
I'm
was to
I'm
make
trying
it.
I'm trying to understand the time difference between
No, but the
both.
thing is, so we see her. She gets snapped back in the hospital. That's when everybody comes back. So all
Yeah,
the heroes that come back, they go to
because
that fight. They go to
Wanda
the
herself
place.
also comes back as well because she
Yeah,
also got snapped.
yeah. So
Um,
they come, and they all come to that place and they fight Thanos. So how does she even know about that situation? I know they just did it to prove that Wanda is extremely powerful. I meant like more than a telepath or whatever. But she shouldn't even know that because she wasn't even around and she was in the hospital looking for her mother. Which
I think they could just write that off with like Sword intel. Like Sword just like has intel on everything.
but the thing is, how does Sword does
Because
Shield know
like
if
they
Shield
said, Sword was going on while she was snapped. So like, I mean, that's what I
my
believe
question
Hayward
is
was
like,
saying as well.
but the thing is, if you look at the end game fight scene where everybody like they're all like superheroes and like warriors. So who the fuck would who the like
Who's filming
even
it?
even the scene like the scene so the scene they're talking about is when what you call it the females do their shit and then Wanda says you took like my brother or whatever. You want to know how that felt and like or
The
not
Vision,
that
Vision. Yeah,
that
you took
or something
everything
like that.
from
So
me. I don't even know who you are.
and then
It's a
what you
good
call
meme.
it so like she's like doing this shit on him and then he's like sends the rockets down like how would you even know that unless you were in the fight like I don't think that's gonna be like
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying
yeah,
like that I think that's a plot hole that they just put in to make it like the power scale her up obviously because like she's doing all this reality warping thing
yeah.
and
I think it's more of like I think they could write that as like, well, Sword is still around, so like they can kind of write that in. Like,
the thing is they're
so I
around
I
but the thing
assume
is
like she did.
but when everybody gets
Because like
snapped back
the Ultron name drop, I mean, it didn't make sense for her to do that in particular, but like
but at
it
least
would still make
Ultron they
sense.
know that
Ultron was like back in 2013, so like
yeah, Ultron is
it
the
makes
Sokovia
sense.
course, and they had the Sokovia course shit. But the
Yeah,
fight when the superheroes get snapped back, what you call Doctor Strange gets niggas and say come here. They say come ready to fight here. So that's not something anybody would know about except for the people that weren't snapped. Which
uh,
and the Avengers at that point because that whole scene is because the Avengers went back in time. And then Thanos found out they went back in time, and that's where they're all. So Sword and Shield wouldn't even know about that. Like
yeah.
because like so even if it is Sword Intel, they wouldn't know until Doctor Strange says, "All right, come through," or whatever. Like, and unless it's somebody that was fought in the scene that told her that information, but it's not like we unless maybe they because they mentioned Carol Danvers, so maybe Carol Danvers said that. Like,
Like, so I guess like in terms of
so
my negative, since I have more positives to say, my negative is like because like now we know Sword and the sitcom world. Like now they're like blending the two together, and I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I think one of my bigger issues is like because it's like two separate entities. One is the real world, one is the sitcom world, and you have to focus on these two entities. And it's only like it's not even a 30-minute episode. It's like 20-25 minutes. So it's like that's a lot of ground to cover in like for two worlds in that amount of time. Now I still think they did a decent job with managing it, but sometimes like you would go rapidly. We're in the sitcom world, we're in the real world, we're in the sitcom world, we're in the real world, and it's like it's like it's a little breakneck now because like now we know the two realities are real. That was just something that was kind of like throwing me off a bit. Is like sometimes like
but
you're getting invested in a scene and then it's just cuts to like the reality and stuff like that, and then yeah,
I think they're gonna because I think they're definitely just gonna switch more off the sitcom world because now we figure out that like
because
she
now we
took
know it's
actual
real. Yeah,
yeah because now we know she took actual people and she just changed like the whole scene with the clothing where it's like you wore a Kevlar vest and then her like she comes out and it's like the clothes are like 80 she's some 80-some% Kevlar.
yeah.
I don't know how she would know that. Let's just say science how she would know that it's 87% Kevlar,
So
but
so Monica does name drop. Well, not name drop. She says she talked to an astrophysicist. So big questions are: is that Reed Richards? Is that Hank McCoy? Beast? Uh, I mean, they got the rights to Fantastic Four and X-Men now, so like we'll see what they do with that. She kind of had like an issue when they were talking about Captain Marvel. Like she had some beef with Captain Marvel.
uh,
Um, I
my whole issue not
I
issue
don't
but
think that's going to be long lasting because they did say Tiana Paris will be in Captain Marvel 2, so there's that. But yeah,
I do think something else. I still don't think Wanda know like because like at the end when she's having the fight with Vision, and then Vision doesn't believe her, and then which called Pietro comes back, but it's like a different Pietro, and it's like the Pietro from like the days of
X
Future Past.
Fox X
Yeah,
Men.
it's a Fox Pietro, and I'm just sitting there like, all right, so somebody's definitely doing like unless you could say that's her subconscious mind, but I feel like she's definitely getting manipulated. Like some of this shit she's doing on her own.
Yeah, like she clearly doesn't recognize him, like
Like
like as
that's what I'm saying.
Pietro.
So
And
my
I
whole
mean
thing,
like I kind of feel bad for Aaron Taylor Johnson. I mean, he's a good
my
actor,
whole
but
thing is
like
yeah.
he was completely
That's
cucked by
definitely
Marvel. But yeah,
she says she doesn't know she's because Vision says that man has a family, that man has this, that man has that. Like, I think she honestly doesn't know that. Like because she's getting manipulated by something, or she like or acting psychotic break. Because at the end, why would you bring your brother back, but not the brother you remember? That doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying?
well,
Like,
okay, so like I guess let's go back. So at the beginning of the episode, Hayward is bringing a breakdown of what's going on with Wanda, and they start mentioning that Wanda, um, Wanda is doing this reality stuff, and Hayward questions like, is she actually a good person? And Wu is like, yeah, she is, but it's like, but she teamed up with Ultron and Claw. She made that destruction in Lagos. She pretty much kidnapped an entire town, and like so there's like some disdain is like, is she actually a good person or not? And then Monica was saying no, like there's no way she's bad. She's just doing it out of love. But then it's like then they show like the reverse the footage of Wanda going into Sword headquarters and stealing Vision's corpse uh, from their table, and so you have that whole thing. Now, I have seen like people say like, oh, why didn't they start off with that? I feel like if they started off with Wanda stealing Vision's corpse, I feel like that would explain everything already, and we would not be surprised in any way. So like I think it was a better decision not to start off that way.
yeah. I still like. I know she like. So she does some stuff like the stealing Vision's corpse and making home reality. She's doing that stuff. But again, when she brings her brother back and it's a different brother, subconsciously when because they were trying to say it's like her subconscious doing stuff. Wouldn't it be the brother that you remember? Like, wouldn't it
Yeah.
be
So
that?
like I guess my other thing is like maybe she can't do it with real dead but like real dead bodies like with actual people. Like Vision is like a robot, so it's not like the same thing. I feel like it's probably yeah, I mean obviously I can't explain why Evan Peters came back and not Aaron Taylor Johnson. And I that's probably going to be in episode 6. Uh but
So like
like
when she's trying, because I know she can affect the reality, like because when she's trying to end the episode, when her and Vision are like having that argument,
they're
and she's
throwing
trying to end it, and
the
then
sub
like you see the
the
screen,
cat yeah
yeah.
the end credits yeah.
And then what's it called? Another thing that's happening when like so how so her can her kids affect the reality too? Because they want
So
to get
yeah, so at the beginning of the episode, you see Wanda and Vision. They're you know they're trying to work as parents of twins, and all of a sudden, like you see Agnes. Now Agnes is not hiding her bullshit anymore. She's literally going right in front of Vision, saying like, "I feel like I did my line wrong. You want me to do it again?" And then like she's like saying in front of Wanda and Vision. It's like, and then Vision's like, "What the fuck are you like? Why are you?" why are you why are you acting like that's normal? And then this causes more uh questions with Vision. Like Vision was questioning about like why is this world so weird, like it's so like standard in what's going on. So like he's starting to get more skeptical now. It's like why would Agnes herself like break out a character in that particular way in front of Vision? That part I can't really explain. Again, like there's like a lot of people saying like now, like I mean I said it before back in my WandaVision trailer breakdown. Like I felt like this was going to be Agatha Harkness, who is a witch herself, who was a mentor to Scarlet Witch in the comics. So I have a feeling that they might be going down that route. And then there's a lot of theories about Mephisto and stuff like that. That part is still not confirmed, but
I'm pretty because
again,
like the thing is like so she can control it, but then there's also stuff that happens that she can't control. Like
yeah.
her children
So
getting older.
so I
I
know Billy, who's a Wiccan in the comics. He has like the powers of he basically has Wanda's powers, and then
yeah,
Tommy
is a speedster, yeah.
is Speedster, yeah, who's from his
He's
uncle.
or like well like so my whole
So
thing is
I
like
I
so
don't I
there
don't know if like he is the one doing that, like aging them up, like he himself, like so it's like so I get like he like I know in the comics he has magical properties, but like is he actually able to age themselves up like
so
because
my
like
question is
he does have magical powers, so like it's not
yeah.
necessarily
I know.
impossible, but it's
So
just that they haven't shown anything like that.
no, if they are real, because they established that every other person in here is somebody that one is mind controlled and taking over, right? So like the Indian
Yeah,
guy when he does that, when she does that thing, is like, oh, I have to talk to my sister, this, that, and the third. So, but these children, unless she kidnapped babies, which I don't think she did,
no,
these children. So if these children are able, because I thought they were figments of her imagination, but if they're actual children, that means she created life. And I don't get, has one ever been able to create life from not like that's what I'm saying.
so, yeah, that also ties in with Mephisto, but
Like that's what I'm,
like in the House of M story that ties with Mephisto, but again, like
that's what I think is
still
because
haven't we
there's
still
no
haven't
way
got there yet.
because if Wiccan, because I know Wiccan has powers and he has one power. So if he's aging them up, because that's something she doesn't want, because she doesn't want them to go older than 5, right? And they go to like 10,
They
right?
go to 10,
So
yeah.
if she doesn't want them, even her subconscious one, she wants children. She wants to like experience like a life with her children, right? She wants to
Yeah,
like
yeah.
do like the mom at the shit, right? Like it's annoying when they're young, but you still want to experience that because that's what
Right,
like
right.
that's what, so my thing is, if her children can actually like, oh, I have her powers too, so I'm gonna make us 10 years old, then it's like they're actually alive. They're actually like they actually exist in this world, and it's like they have control of their own minds. So it's like they're actual people that or like people that like her children, like because you wouldn't like want to control your children's mind. That's what I'm saying. Because I know I think she knows she's controlling like the Indian guy's mind and like the other sub characters, the characters that only mean shit. But like the
Yeah.
children being able to do, yeah, I don't know. I
Because
don't know.
like they're aware that I mean they're asking her to like they have a dog in the episode, and
He
they
dies
he
because he
dies in
eats
the
him. You
episode, and then
they
then
want to get older.
they're trying to get her to bring him back to life. They were trying to get older, but then she says like don't do that. You have to learn how to. deal with grief and
Yeah, that's
stuff
what I'm
like
saying.
that.
But
So
and
then
it's
it's
fun. And
obviously
like,
it's going into Wanda's like character,
yeah,
like she's had
yeah.
two dead
It's
people
funny
in her.
because she tries to be a mom and say you have to know how to handle grief, but she can't
She
handle
can't
grief.
handle it herself. No.
Uh, so
Um.
like
Yeah. Great acting by Elizabeth Olsen. Paul Bettany was also really good as well. Um. Now, I mean, these aren't like the popular characters in Marvel. I mean, they're not Captain America and Iron Man, but I'm enjoying the show because it feels different from the rest of the Marvel universe. Like a lot of the Marvel universe feels like a bit samey, like rundown, run of the mill kind of thing. Like similar jokes, similar origins, similar villain motivations, and similar fighting and finishing up. And there's not necessarily a problem with that, but like I feel like it's like formulaic in terms of like you don't really expect too much from a Marvel movie. What I like about the show is like it's focusing on a different aspect. Like it's focusing more on Wanda's like subconscious and more of like her psychological
yeah.
turmoil with Vision and the death of
So
Vision and all that. So
I think
that's what I'm enjoying about the show, like in particular.
yeah. I think this is a I think this show is very interesting, especially because I thought we were going to get an action scene at the end when she like flips their minds. Like she walks out the barrier and she wants all the smoke, and
Bro,
then she like does the mind, and she like
that
turns.
was
She
bad.
like they have guns
That was
pointed at her, and then
badass.
she. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like that was hard. I thought we were going to get an action scene. I don't know why she hates Tiana Paris, or like because I guess Tiana Paris came into her world. I think that reaction was a little wild. That's why I think she's getting because I don't think Wanda would react that way because she's like, oh, you're still alive, and then she tries to like do the she's about to shoot her with another like whatever that red orb is. Like I'm like, come on, like to be fair, you know that this woman helped deliver your children. Like you can't try to kill her because she came you. Like, I understand you want to kick her out, like get out of my
yeah,
world. But that was a little extreme. That's why I think she's getting manipulated by someone.
yeah. I mean, we know if Zack Snyder directed that scene, they would actually shoot the guns at the guy, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. But like I um yeah, then you have Pietro coming at the end of the episode. You have like I mean, some people thought that the Luke Skywalker cameo that they were talking about, they thought it was going to be like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, but it's like for me, it's like I don't see that making sense at all because like what would Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man benefit to WandaVision? That doesn't really make sense to me. I mean, yeah, it would probably be the same impact like Luke Skywalker in the Mandalorian season 2, but I don't think it
The
wouldn't
thing
have
is
made
that
sense.
last the Pietro shit would have been fire if I'm just not gonna follow her. Like she shouldn't have said that. Like I'm like that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
no,
Like
but like it's not even her. Like for some idiotic reason, like last week there was like a massive like leaks of the rest of the season. Like like unfortunately I myself saw some things. I'm not going to spoil them because I care about you guys and the subscribers here. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I know some stuff that happens in episode 8, and it's like for me it's like I'm disappointed because like I wanted to be surprised like everyone else, but because of those fucking leaks, like it's ridiculous as a fan. Uh,
so
and I know it's like,
is
and
it
I
really
know it's
Mephisto? Is it really Mephisto? Is it is it really
uh,
Mephisto? You don't have to answer that.
no,
We're gonna get there.
no, no, no.
They also call
No,
the heck. I think
I care about my subs and my viewers. But
there's
if you
also
appreciate that, you can subscribe to the
I'm
channel.
also thinking it's more Mephisto because like they're talking about the heck. Like there's more six,
And then
like
the
the 616, like
hexagon, yeah,
the
yeah,
hexagon type shit. Like
666 and all that.
yeah, all
Yeah,
that.
that was a really good scene too with Vision and Norm, the Indian guy. He touches his head, puts him back to his reality, and then touches him again. He goes back to the sitcom character,
Yeah.
and that was a good scene as well.
Like Sword getting the fucking 80s drone. That's fine because like they have their military base, they have all this shit. But in order to like get an 80s computer, because 80s, if you just type on an 80s computer, it's not going to send it into like
Bro,
her dimension.
that scene was hard, bro. Like when the drone was like going over them, and then it's in black and white, but her eyes are like turning red
Yeah,
in the video, bro. That was
yeah. That scene was so like I understand like them having an 80s drone because it's probably like in some base somewhere and they can just get it bringing it because it's just the 80s drone that has a camera on it. They didn't have no other missile. But if you just have an 80s computer, you're not going to be able to type and show up on the thing. You need something to pass the signal along. That would have took like I kind of think they weren't going to go like with the Cappy science where you could send messages inside through the 80s computer, and they have all those email jokes like his
Yeah,
letter opener. And then
and
when
then
Norm I like that when Norm, I thought it was kind of funny. I laughed when Norm gets snapped back and is all like, "So if it's an email, where do the stamps go?" And it's like nigga, you were just freaking out about not seeing
yeah,
your family.
yeah,
That was
it's good acting on his part, but
yeah, it
yeah,
was good. It
uh,
was really good acting because it's like he was just extremely panicked and almost broke down. And then
right,
we should call it the next thing he's making a quip about where did the emails go? And my like it was like a Seinfeld joke. That's how corny it was. That's why it was funny.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. I liked the commercial they had. It was Lagos like bounty paper
yeah,
towels, and
but
it's
like
just funny
that's the
because like
African culture.
Lagos was the city where Wanda, where like Crossbones was about to commit suicide. He throws the bomb into a building and it explodes the building in Civil War. And then I like the tagline, when accidents happen, you use Lagos. And it was just kind of funny because like again, Civil War and the paper towels. It made sense. Yeah, I like these little commercials they do. It also gives that feeling of the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s that they've been doing so far.
So in front of the next episode is supposed to be the 90s, right? They're gonna be the 90s or
I
whatever.
believe it's the 90s. So episode 6 is the last 30-minute episode that they're gonna have. Then 7, 8, and 9 will be 1 hour each. So
All right.
a lot more content to go through. So you have the final encounter with Vision and Wanda. Vision, like Wanda's trying to end the show with the whole end credits. Vision is trying to stop her, and then Vision, like he's literally like they both fly up in the air, and like he's just telling her like I'm actually scared. Like I'm afraid of what you're going to do. Like there's a lot of things that don't make sense.
So my
And then she even
so
asked like
so are we
why
just gonna go with she brought him back to life? Is that are we just gonna go with that? Like she brought him like she brought him back to life because she just brought him back to life. Are we just going with that? Like because he also has
again like I
because
don't
I
know if
feel
she has
like
any
anything
ties with other magical characters right now. So
so like
that's it.
because the thing I know Vision technically Vision is a robot so technically like you could just program a robot. So my whole thing is like I feel like the characters in the show that are actual characters like in their own right like are the ones that can affect her reality without being like without it changing like him being able to stop the credits the children being able to age themselves up and down like
Yeah,
Agatha being able to like talking about oh do you want me to say the line like because no regular person in the show would have said that you know what I'm saying.
right. Great acting by Paul Bettany. He's also like kind of like saying like he's kind of like think about it now. It's like wait like why are there no children in this world? Like there's like literally there's a playground that's always empty when I go to work. And then you remember back in episode 1 and 2, they kept saying for the children, and you realize there are no children in in any of the episodes. So
Well, I mean,
you have
since
that.
I guess they had to do that because if you think about it, she kidnapped full grown adults. If she kidnapped children, that I don't think
Yeah, of
I wouldn't
course.
have an issue with it because no, I wouldn't have an issue with it because it's a show. But like
Yeah.
that would have been crazy because
But
like
it does
people
build it builds more of the realism to the world. But
yeah.
obviously, like, and then she's like, she herself is like saying, like, is like, what are you saying? Like, you think I can like control people walking their dog, like mowing their lawn? Uh, I can't control all that. Why would you
And
think
then he
that?
says, then he says like I don't know what you can control or something like. Then he says something like towards that
And
line or
it's
whatever.
like then he's like, I have like my statistics. I'm trying to ignore my statistics, but I'm trying to believe you, but my statistics are failing me or something like that. And then all of a sudden you have the ring at the doorbell, and then she's trying to tell him that I didn't cause it to happen, but he doesn't believe her. And then
I
she
don't think
so
the thing is if
I
she
don't
looked
think she brought
yeah, I don't think she
Evan
did because I feel
Peters.
like even in her subconscious, if she was gonna she would bring somebody back that would look or like maybe in her like in her reality like maybe because she could change what people see maybe it would have been a different person but it would have looked like the Pietro she knows it wouldn't be a Pietro from
Yeah,
the
someone
plot
that she doesn't know. And then like
yeah
and then they even throw it in like, did she recast Pietro like in the
yeah
episode as well? And then you have that
that was a good
ending.
joke.
It's a good joke. And I like Evan Peters. I like his Quicksilver. Um, And I can't wait for episode 6. See what's going to happen. Any predictions for the next episode? I mean, it's kind of. I still don't
I mean,
like
they know.
even if they go with
No,
Mephisto. I still don't think Mephisto's showing up now. He's probably going to show up in probably the 1 hour episodes, not this
my,
one.
my whole thing is next episode. They I think after that thing with the
They're definitely
guns,
going to deal with
yeah,
Evan
yeah,
Peters.
they're probably gonna just assume that she's bad now. Like obviously Monica's gonna still think she's good, but they're just gonna treat her like an enemy now. Like
Yeah, yeah,
because when like that shit with the guns, like just showing how strong she is, they're gonna like sure they're probably gonna bring more because it was more reconnaissance and like sending drones in and like sending stuff in and like sending so there's more reconnaissance now and like trying to study it. I think they're just gonna try to like destroy it. That's what I think they're gonna do. Or like and then one is gonna have to come out and then act because I feel like eventually we're gonna get a fight scene. You know what I'm saying? So I feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
eventually like so I feel like the next episode because it's building to the fight scene because it's like Wanda basically gave them a warning. She said that if y'all come again, I can kill y'all at any time. I control the niggas with the heads of the guns. I can just yeah, that's basically what she said. She said
Yeah.
so if y'all fuck with me, so I feel like because he's a leader of sword, he can't get hold in a sense. You can't go out like that in front of your men. Like
Right,
they're just
right.
not gonna let that slide. Like
No, they're
and then
not. They're
obviously
not.
you're still yeah
Um,
and then obviously you're still gonna have the what you call it
they're gonna focus
the
on
vision.
Quicksilver, obviously, since he
Yeah,
just showed up.
Pietro, and then she's probably gonna ask him questions and like, how are you here? That's what, and I feel like one is gonna ask, how are you even here? Like, because I don't think she actually believes that she's able to do that because she establishes because she says that in the episode beforehand when they asked her about the twin, she said that I had one like he's dead. She knows he's dead in this universe. She knows he's dead. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
So why would he
And
come back?
also like even if she wanted to bring Pietro back in any particular way, she would bring back Aaron Taylor Johnson,
Yeah,
Quicksilver, not
yeah.
not someone she doesn't know. So you have all
Well,
that.
I think even when they're talking, because early in the episode they're talking about her brother, and she kind of caps like what happened to him. She says like, "Oh, he's somewhere far away," even though she knows because their dog had just died, right? So she doesn't want to say that her brother died. So she's like
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
lying to her. Do you know how parents tell like you
Like
those
I mean,
lies?
I understand that parents do that to
Yeah,
avoid.
but she's
Uh,
aware that
yeah.
Pietro is dead, and she's kind of capping about it. She doesn't actually think he's somewhere far away. Like
I mean, obviously, yeah.
yeah, that's what unless she's like she's crazy. That they could always say that like because she said he was
No,
somewhere
no, no.
far away, and then
No, I think
at
she
the
was
end of the
just. I think
episode,
she was just talking
yeah,
down to
yeah,
her kids. I
yeah
just think
that's what I'm
that's
saying.
it.
Yeah, that's what I think. So that's why I think somebody else is still here because it's like she says that, and then at the end of the episode, surprise guest appearance. Like they said, Vision said they skipped over. Like Vision said he didn't want to be brought back or whatever and be used as a weapon or whatever. And like he just wanted to die, like just like an organic life form. He just wanted to die, like just go on to the other life. So I feel
Yeah.
like even in that scene where that's obviously her going in there, I feel like she's manipulated then too because it's like she didn't even remember that happened. Like Wanda, like how she got bit. You know what I'm saying? So
Right, right. Because I think like, well, I don't know if she actually talked to Hayward in particular. I feel like because like then like obviously there would be some like past relations like with Wanda going into
yeah,
Sword and stealing the corpse. I don't think she actually met him. I just think it was just the scientists of Sword that were working on his body and all that. Um, but yeah, looking forward to episode 6. Looking forward to the end of the season. Overall, I'm enjoying the show, and Shaq enjoys it himself. I mean, we do have a little bit of issues here and there, but overall, I think both of us agree it's pretty positive as Marvel's first TV show.
and then for the people out there that say, "Oh, I don't care about these characters. This show doesn't matter." This is it's gonna matter eventually. That's all I gotta say. This stuff is gonna matter
I
eventually.
mean, Doctor Strange 2, Spider-Man 3,
Yeah,
maybe the
that's what I'm
Fantastic
saying.
Four and the X-Men.
I know. But you
There's a
know who we're
lot.
talking
There's a
about.
lot of
There's a lot. You know
there's a
who we're
lot
talking
there's a
about.
lot there. And yeah. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about episode 5 of WandaVision. Also, let me know what you thought about episodes 1 through 4. Do you like the show? Do you think it's mediocre? Do you think it's okay? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you like reviews, comics, TV shows, and video games, you can support my channel by subscribing to the channel. Red Devil Reviews for more of that content. And peace.